This morning, a hostage situation ending peacefully after a 4-hour-long standoff with police. It began early this morning on North 2nd Street, just outside of the downtown Nashville area. Police tell us it came in as a domestic violence call around 1 o'clock in the morning. Those are always dangerous. That's why they send so many crews. A man barricaded himself inside. His girlfriend and 4 others were in the apartment, 3 of which were children under the age of 4. Luckily, the negotiations worked out. Great job by Metro. Everyone is okay, and the suspect came out on his own. He's been taken into custody. Right now, a gunman remains on the run after 2 armed robberies at gas stations. This happened while you were sleeping. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley working this one from the CJC. He joins us live. Cuthbert, police think one guy is responsible for both of these hits.
That's right, Steve. Police are looking at surveillance video from both of these gas station robberies, and they've been able to piece together this morning that it appears to be the same guy. Let's take a look at this surveillance video. Very dramatic situation shown on these videotapes. You can see right there the gunman wearing some sort of a mask covering his face, walks in, points a gun at the clerk, demands money from that clerk. This is at the one gas station on Murfreesboro Road. It happened around 1 this morning there in Antioch at a Tiger Market, and then about 25 minutes later at a gas station on Smith Springs Road, possibly the same person walks in, does the same thing, points a gun at the clerk, demands money, and then runs off. Police have been looking over that surveillance video, trying to look at anything that could perhaps provide some sort of a description as to who this person may be. I've been speaking with officers, and they say the biggest concern is that whoever is the gunman in these situations may continue robbing gas stations until he is caught. They say that normally is kind of the MO for these guys. They will continue robbing until they are arrested. So that's why it's so important. If you recognize anything from that surveillance video that could help police, if you've heard about this, notice something that looked not necessarily something you would see every single day, call police, call Crime Stoppers. That number, of course, is 74-CRIME. Of course, we'll be continuing to follow this developing story throughout the day. But for now, we're live here at the Criminal Justice Center this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Cuthbert, thank you for that. New information also this morning. We have just gotten word that a motorcycle crash victim did die. This was the scene yesterday along I-40 West at the Briley Parkway exchange. A vehicle and motorcycle crossing paths. Part of the roadway was shut down for about 6 hours. More information this morning. A pedestrian was hit last night at 4th and Lafayette. Police say the victim died at the hospital. We are trying to get more information about that victim. As soon as we do, we'll have that for you on air. A family is in mourning today after the loss of a toddler. He was hit by a train yesterday morning around 9:30 in Hopkinsville. Police tell us the train conductor saw a little 2-year-old Trayton Joyner wandering onto the tracks. He told the officers he started blowing the horn on that train and trying to get the brakes to stick, but he could not slow that big moving train in time. The 2-year-old died at the hospital. Police are still investigating, but it looks like the toddler may have followed a dog onto the tracks. The dog was also hit. Well, a mother and son are dead, and now police say they're looking for the killer. Police are looking for whomever killed Janet Boone and her son Frank. At first, it looked like it might have been a murder-suicide, but no, they were both apparently shot in their South Nashville apartment. Janet found near a broken window along Nice Drive. The son was on the floor nearby. If you know anything about that, call Crime Stoppers at 74-CRIME. It's going to be a sad day at Spring Hill Elementary this morning. Students going back for the first time since their principal was shot and killed over the weekend.
Working with her was a privilege and an honor. She will be forever missed, and her impact on our lives forever remembered.
Hundreds gathered last night to grieve and honor Sharon Cantrell. Several speakers talked about the amazing impact she had on the community. She had been an educator for almost 40 years there. Columbia police say she was killed by her brother in a family dispute over the weekend. Cantrell's visitation will be today from 3 until 8 at the Spring Hill Funeral Home. A man with a revoked license and a history of DUI responsible for a crash that hurt 7 people Sunday night. Could have been much worse. It happened in Clarksville on Madison Street. Police say that Jamie Drenth crossed the center line, and there's his picture. He hit a Toyota Camry head on. Then he fled the scene. The driver of the Toyota and 4 passengers were all hurt. Drenth told police that yes, he'd been drinking earlier in the day while watching football. He's been charged with 3 counts of vehicular assault, leaving the scene of an accident with serious injuries, and other charges as well. Well, commissioners are going to be voting this morning about changing the speed limit on a roadway where a local dentist was killed. It happened back in December along Bryant Station Road. That's down in Murray County. Dr. Larry Rector was riding his bike when the SUV came around the curve, hitting him head on. There's currently no speed limit on that rural 2-lane windy road, so drivers can go up to 55 miles an hour. Many of them do. The Murray County Commission will vote in about 2 hours at 9 o'clock this morning to lower that down to 35 miles per hour. The teenage Bonnie and Clyde, as they've been called by some, appeared in court down in Florida for the first time. There's 18-year-old Dalton Hayes walking in with the orange jumpsuit. He and his 13-year-old girlfriend, Cheyenne Phillips, are suspected in several crimes all over the South. Hayes is awaiting extradition back to Kentucky for custodial interference of a minor. Phillips facing charges as well of theft, writing stolen checks, and burglary. The couple went on a 2-week-long crime spree in several states. They were finally caught down in Panama City, Florida.